So do I have to go to church to go to church? I'm glad you asked. You know, the recent stay-at-home orders that we had really kind of changed all of our perspectives and our understandings and our experience of church. For 3 months here at Blue Valley Baptist Church, we had to experience worship together online and Sunday school together online and had no physical interaction whatsoever. And when those things began to relax, we've been slowly but surely seeing people trickle back in. But some of you have shared, it's pretty easy to just kind of roll out of bed on Sunday morning and sit on the couch and not have to get dressed up and get the family ready. I kind of like it. And I'm kind of there with you. It was really pretty convenient to have a lot more subdued activity regimen on Sunday mornings during the stay-at-home order. But we need to be careful and understand that you do actually have to go to church to have the full experience of church. The word itself in the language of the New Testament actually means assembly. It implies by its very nature a gathering together. That's what church is. So to have a non-gathering church would be just as logically inconsistent as having dark light or dry water. To be a church, to experience church, to go to church is literally to gather. And so why should we do that? Why must we gather? Why is it so important, besides just the meaning of the word, that we gather? Well, one of the most important passages of Scripture that we have in the Bible addressing the need to gather comes to us from Hebrews chapter 10. Beginning in verse 23, he says, the author of Hebrews, "Let us hold fast the confession of our hope without wavering, for he who promised is faithful. And let us consider how to stir up one another to love and good works." And then he says, "Not neglecting to meet together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging one another, and all the more as you see the day draw near." As I read those verses, there are two key reasons that it is vitally important that when we can, we gather together. Number one, doing so encourages us in sound doctrine. It encourages us to lay hold together as a group of the truth that Christ saves and only Christ saves. But then beyond that, the verses teach us that it's important to gather because in gathering together, we can stir up one another to good works. Now, for the next little bit, there may be a good many of us that just continually don't feel comfortable gathering in large groups, or who are in one of the higher risk categories that makes gathering in groups unwise. In those instances, continuing to do as we did back in the spring and early summer of experiencing church online is an adequate substitute. But we all need to be shooting for that time when gathering together, again, physically, is our goal, because ultimately you have to go to church to go to church. If you have any questions for Just Ask with Pastor Derrick, email us at justask@bluevalleybaptist.org.